This is a summary of Evolutionary Psychology, the New Science of the Mind by David Buss. If you want to know how the mind works, you have to understand one thing. The human brain is an adaptation. Just as our bodies evolved over millions of years to solve the problem of survival, so did our minds. We didn't just evolve to walk on two legs and make spears. We also evolved to think, feel, and behave in certain ways. Our emotions, preferences, fears, and behaviors are not random or accidental. They're the solutions to the survival and reproductive challenges that our ancestors faced. There were two main types of problems that our ancestors had to deal with. There were survival problems like finding food, avoiding predators, and building a shelter. And there were reproductive challenges related to attracting a mate, jealousy, and parenting. These problems and the solutions to them are encoded in our genes and form the foundation of our psychological nature. Let's start with survival. Like today, food was scarce and dangerous. So our minds evolved to crave sugar and fat, which meant that we would eat as much as we could when we could. This instinct still exists today, but it's a problem because there's no longer a shortage of food. In fact, there's an abundance of junk food everywhere. When it comes to reproduction, men and women had different problems. Women had to find a man who could protect and provide for them, so they evolved to prefer certain traits in men, like ambition and generosity. Men, on the other hand, had to compete for access to women. This competition led to the evolution of male aggression and the ability to form alliances with other men. But beyond just survival and reproduction, humans also had to cooperate in order to survive. We had to form groups and work together to build, hunt, and defend. This led to the evolution of our sense of fairness and justice, as well as the ability to punish cheaters. In other words, we evolved to be social creatures who can work together to achieve common goals. And finally, let's talk about emotions. Our emotions are basically survival programs. Fear makes us avoid danger. Love helps us form long-term bonds. Jealousy makes us protect our relationships. And anger deters exploitation. So emotions are not weaknesses. They're powerful tools that help us survive in a world that's often scary and unpredictable. So what's the big lesson here? If you want to understand why humans think, feel, and act the way they do, you have to look back. You have to understand the evolutionary challenges that our ancestors faced and the adaptations that they developed to overcome those challenges. Evolutionary psychology doesn't just explain human nature. It explains your nature. Your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are all part of this amazing journey of adaptation that began millions of years ago. Follow for more, celebrating the living legends.